Hey folks, how we doing? It's Sunday, June 28th, about 9:30, 9:25 p.m. Uh, I really shouldn't be doing these next few videos tonight. I'm getting work done pretty hard by Gaia. Um, she's laying off a little bit, and the larger part of Lily that's been waiting for this time to come out is softly involved too. A lot of the parts of Lily that I've been having to deal with attacking is actually part of Lily's jailer that she had attached to her body every time she had a life, and it was a piece of Lilith that was attached to her to manipulate her emotions, to control her, and actually mess with her mind too. Just the way that a piece of Aramelius was attached to Ara, what's in me, what I've been having to deal with this life. There's not much of him left. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you all a little bit about the new bodies coming. 1,000 years from now, maybe 40 to 30%. Excuse me, being messed with. 30 to 40% of the solid bodies that are here now will still be hanging around. Maybe less. Depends on what Ara wants to do when he gets out of the body. It should be less, to be honest. Anyway, everyone's going to be having lives in the new energy bodies. They're like Fey bodies. Some people are interested and excited about this. Some of them just curious with an open mind, and some people are a little bit nervous about it. If you're born into a body and everyone else is the same as you, it's very natural. It just is. But if you can imagine having a life where there's no pain in childbirth whatsoever, where you don't have all this pain, you age, you live to be about 1,000 years. If you want, if you don't want, when you want to, you can actually leave your body. Now, this is different than the Fey bodies. I say they're going to be like them. They're not going to be the same thing. If you're really totally dissatisfied with your life and what's going on, you're going to be able to just, void that life and just leave. Go back home to the second dimension. This is the third. Also, these new energy bodies, you're going to be able to, on this planet, you're going to be able to run around. Everything here, everything's solid. You're going to be able to run around. There's going to be plants. There's going to be the earth. Okay, and there'll be some insects and stuff to help Gaia maintain, but it won't be all the insects there are now. And that's it. Animals won't be around. They're leaving. They have other stuff they have to do. There will be animal-like bodies, but they're going to be Fey too. They're spirit. There's no abuse. In this dimension, you can float around. You can actually float right through a wall into a building, and then make a body, and sit down at a table, and then float up and float right through the wall. You just cannot. You will not be able to. You will not be allowed to or able to maintain a solid body for all too long. As long as you don't maintain a solid body, you don't have to have solid mass to maintain it. As an energy body, when I have life in Fae and my energy is very strong, I can literally live for a month, and I've said this before, I can live for a month on the energy from an apple and a thimble of honey. For a month, that'll give me all the nourishment I need. That way, we actually enhance the planet instead of destroying it. Also, all the physical abuse. There's next to no sickness. I mean, you're not carrying around a heavy load body. I mean, you're just floating. It's the nicest thing in the world. 72 to 78% of all the abuse in your life will be gone. Now, this having been said, I also want you to know that there's another dimension below us. The first level of Fae below us, and then there's the second, and then the third, and then the fourth. The third and fourth is where the unicorns, the centaurs, minotaurs, all kinds of stuff is running around down there. Okay, now they're also starting to move up front a little bit, up higher. There's a barrier after the second dimension down there still. But anyway, there's a lot of Fae running around. Two of the barriers down there have been removed. They're coming around. They're becoming more prevalent in the corners of your eyes, in the shadows as they move along where the walls meet the floors. They'll move along down there too. It's not those little black blotches. That's something else. You'll actually see a body, energy body moving. You kind of feel it and see it. Plus, they like hanging around. They really like us, as long as you've got a good heart. Otherwise, most of them won't get near you. Now, there's some negative energy down there in Fae too, but there's not a ton. Anyway, so you'll have 4 different dimensions below this one. There's a total of 5 dimensions you'll have. You can float from one right through the other, through the other, through the other, into the other. I mean, your lives will be so much better than what they are now, so much more exciting, and the abuse will be gone. And those that are heavy abusers, they'll be gone. Period. Period. What they are as spirit, sentient energy, will be deleted. Permanently. Gone. That's enough. It's time for things to lighten up, and it has been quite a bit on the other side. So anyway, I just want to tell you a little bit about the bodies. They're really cool. It's something to look forward to, okay? It's not going to be this life or anything like that. There's something that's going to slowly happen. Like I've said earlier, our friends, our family, creation, we are one family, okay? Sometimes I talk about source family, and I try not to, okay? That's a little different thing. That's Lily and Ara that released part of their own energy and created their own beings. You know, there's some little source beings. We have our own angels, and then we also made our own animals. But it doesn't matter. We're one huge family. We all came from the original first being, and the first thing the first being did is make itself two. Came to turn itself into 2 different beings because it wanted company. And then it started running into jealousy and some other issues. It's crazy. You'll find out in the books. Oh yeah, the creation book, that one up there, I don't know if you can see it. Whatever. It's on Amazon.com. It's a 2-book series. There's supposed to be 4. I don't have time to write that. To write the last 3 books. The first book explains how everything started. What's here? What's the basic gist of what's happening? That's what it's about. You need that information. You don't have to buy the book. I'm not saying that, but people, you need that information. You need to know what's going on. And then book 2 tells you how. Book 1 explains what's out there, what is, how it got there, how things happened, and how things started to relate, and a little bit here and there about some issues. I gave you a little bit of insight and stuff as things were going to turn out. Then book 2 is how all creation was living together, and then the fight, the war, the source energy war, and that's you won't get that information anywhere else. You'll get some of it from some little pieces about some of the abuse different people have gone through. Michelle has gone through, I guess, 3 years of that with me. But the worst 3 years she wasn't part of, and that was the very beginning when it happened. But anyway, so it tells you about the war, and then tells you about the new lives that you're going to have, what's coming, and how you all are going to govern yourselves. There's no more quote unquote God, the omnipotent being that abuses the hell out of you. That's all done. So you're going to have a new format. There's no abuse is taken out, and then it's compassion, honor, and equality. Okay, and then y'all, as long as y'all stay within that format, y'all do whatever you want. And if things get nutty, then Lily or I will come in and actually, say, look, this needs to change, but because of this reason. If y'all come to an impasse where you can't, put something together, you confused. This group wants to do this, that group wants to do that. then you turn around and just say, look, this is the way it's going to be, and this is why it needs to be like this for everyone. And by the way, this group that I'm talking about yo, govern yourselves, every form of energy is going to have its own council, a major. First, it starts with a male and female pair. Now, angels, they're the one energy, they're the one spirit, form of sentient energy that actually is both male and female. All angel energy is like that. What little is left of the first angels, and then the new angels, the same way. So there'll be two of them, two of each of them. But human essence, there'll be male and a female. Planetary essence is female. Star essence is male. So there'll be one representative for that. It's called universal essence. Okay. Fey essence, one male, one female. I mean, just on and on. Everything, the souls, all forms of spirit. Everything's represented. We're family. And you're all going to run yourselves, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. Awesome. This is so close to happening. This is. I'm happy for you. I'm excited, and I can't wait to get out of this body to help finish things off here. Everything's almost done. You'll find out. 2016 is going to be awesome. 2016. Easy for me not to say. Is going to be like the new 2012. Okay. Sorry, folks, I'm thirsty as I'll get out and tired, and my head's just, it's hard for me to talk. Apologize for that, but you're going to love the new lives coming. I wish I had a way to project it onto the screen for you and show you. I don't. You all know my limited abilities with cameras and all, but the information is delivered pretty well in a book. I'm on page 74 or something on the second book, and that's really got a ton of meat in it. The first one is to get you set up, like, here's what's going on, here's what exists everywhere, here's how it all got set up, here's how it all started, here's how it all became, all the players in the game, so to speak. And then the book 2 is like 3 books. That's everything. That's really going to be the meat of it. But if you don't know what's there and where it came from and how it all started, then you're not gonna get what you need to out of the second book. So if you really want to understand what's going on, that's what you need. Again, I'm not a salesman of I'm really caring about how I look. I care about presenting myself as far as not butchering the words too much and trying to relay my thoughts to you properly. And I realize I have a hard time with that. Sometimes I'm hard to understand. It's nothing I can do anything about. I had a consult today with a very cool gentleman down in Florida, and it was at 3:15 p.m. and Gaia was working on my head so hard, and Lily is so paranoid about hurrying up and getting my head a certain way before I leave this body, that they made me think it was 3 o'clock. And I told Michelle that the gentleman didn't call. I don't want to say his name on camera, but that he didn't call, and it was my screw up. It makes me feel like hell. That's never happened. So anyway, I'll make up for it, but at the same time, they're just on the other side. What's there and what's trying to run things, they're just they're really going nuts trying to hurry up and finish working on my head. All the fighting has caused some issues for what they wanted me to do, but I don't care. It's not about me anyway. I don't need to telekinetically push a pencil around or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm the only thing that can actually go into your heads and evolve you. That's why the FBI, Homeland Security, NSA, the rest of them, that's why half of them knocked on my front door. FBI and Homeland Security. I've talked about that on camera. So what? It's not about me. It's not about it's not about any one thing. It's about everything. If it's about one thing, it's about the whole thing, and that's family. Okay, that's what we are. And all the problem children are being taken out, and it's going to be nice. It's going to be wonderful. You're going to love these new bodies. You're going to love your new lives, and it's about time. It is. Creation's been around a long time. If you take Ara's lives, remember what I am inside. It's like 90% Ara. hours, and so I'm pretty much a piece of air. What I am is almost all air, but just a teeny piece of them. But anyway, uh, I've had 10.846 trillion lives, averaging 237 years apiece. I've had an average of 27 years off in between lives. So you add all that, 2.846 trillion, 10.846 trillion times 237, and then 27 times 10.846 trillion. And then you add those two numbers together. Like I said, I shouldn't even be doing this tonight, but I have to hurry and get some stuff out. They're getting a little nutty on the other side about getting certain things done before I get out of this body. Part of it's to make me calm before I leave. I'm aggressive sometimes, but folks, if something's supposed to protect you and there's all kinds of bad stuff going on and you can't do anything about it, and it's his job to be aggressive, what the heck? The soldiers that fight to actually keep you safe at night so you can go to sleep and just worry about that I set the alarm instead of, is someone going to drop a bomb in my house or come in my house and blow my brains out? We still have some of that going on anyway. What do you want them to be, wussy? No. Those of you that know me, you know the love of my heart. That's what matters. That and only using what's necessary, the force necessary to do what has to be done. Anyway, sorry this turned out to be more than just talking about the new bodies. But folks, there's been a lot going on for so long that you can't remember yet the hell you've been through personally. This talk about the Adam and Eve and the perfect God made an imperfect first being or son, and he called him Adam, and he screwed up even though he's perfect. And if Jesus Christ was his only son, what the heck was Adam? Christianity, all the religions, man, they have so many holes. You hold it up, you can't hardly see through it. You can't hardly see it. You see right through it. It's sad, but I fell for it too when I was younger. It's just the way, wherever you live in what part of the world you live in, they have different religions. It's what you're taught. It's what your parents were taught. It's what their parents were taught. Anyway, change is coming. It's coming from the other side where it should be. But the heavy players that first the ones that were negative, and one that they were just abusive, they didn't care. And then the other ones that were clean, that still wanted to keep the way of abuse going because that would put them, quote unquote, in power. Greed and arrogance require zero negative frequencies, not just to exist but to grow. It takes no negativity whatsoever. So that's why there's so much of it in the clean spirit. Anyway, folks, you have a lot coming. You really do. You have wonderful lives coming. And I wish I could do more than what I'm doing, but I'm doing everything I can. So try to do what you can to relax and kind of float down inside yourself, meditating. Just relax, breathe, think, and float that in yourself. Maybe think of a nice, beautiful lake when it's getting near dusk, and there's a little sunset coming down, and there's nothing on the lake. The water's just soft. It's barely moving at all. And then build yourself, just relax, and use relaxed, normal, full breaths. Okay? Breathe full, but relax. Don't try to suck in the clouds. Just relaxed, full breaths, in and out, and just stable. Just keep doing it, and then you do it naturally. Just relax. And then take in a little more, and then as you let the breath out, release a part of your energy and build that little ball floating on top of the water. Just do it in your mind. Close your eyes, leave them open, whatever you want. Usually when you're learning how to do this, it's best to close your eyes. And then so you see it, and then you take the energy, you put it out there, and then you breathe in a little deeper, and then exhale, and then build a slightly bigger ball. When you build this ball, all you're doing is, as you exhale, you're taking yourself and putting more of your spirit into that ball. That ball is you. And just do that. And then just until finally you're feeling, you take a breath, and then you put yourself in a ball, and you can feel yourself in the ball, and then relax. Take another deep breath in, and then just let the ball fall right through the water, and you'll notice the water's not even touching it. And then you don't go down far deep in the water, you just kind of sit in there a little bit, and then everything's soft and relaxed. And then when you get to that point, you're going to be where you can talk to your spirit guides and stuff like that. It doesn't just happen in one shot, okay? It takes a while. But it has to be quiet, okay? You need to have a relaxed atmosphere, and it's so hard to relax, and it's hardest for solar plexus people. And those of you that are doing mantras, saying the mantras, and that usually helps you. Whatever works for you, awesome. But let me tell you something. The danger with mantras is, it's not danger, I shouldn't use that word. The problem with saying mantras is anytime you say something verbally, you've engaged your conscious mind. You have to release the conscious mind, okay? You have to, there's no way to not think, but you just take your conscious mind, put it in neutral. I'm going to do a video that explains that better later. But it's all about relaxing, floating inside, and then once you do and you're relaxed, just open your head, open your heart, and your spirit guides are out there. And almost all of you have really cool spirit guides, and just say, hey, where are you? Come here. It's time for us to talk. Don't cuss them out, but be affirmative. Because the stronger you are with your affirmation, your strength, your want for that to happen, say, you know, damn it now, and put that energy into it, then they say, okay, they're serious. And then they'll come in and talk with you. It makes it easier. Well, folks, love you, man. I hope you all have a good night. Take care.